Oi, oi. Day 4 of York is upon us. Well, I say upon us. This is being recorded on Thursday evening. Was just checking my days there. So we've had 2 days of York action. Now, I've done a video for each one of the days of this York meeting. Day 1 went okay. Day 2, we had a couple of non-runners in there, didn't we? Morlam didn't run and neither did Seeing the Theme or something along those lines. But like, it is what it is. We had the non-runners, potentially might save me a few quid. Hopefully those horses are sound and back out in a race course as soon as they are ready to be. Did manage to get a little bit on the content argument I was talking about, where 4.0, that was actually the top on the exchanges. When I do my roundup of profit and loss of the week, depending on where I end up, depending on where I end up in terms of whether it's profit or loss, I will definitely be doing it. But I'll show you with the content one. I wanted £100 at 5.0. I got 76, something like that, pounds matched. So still free rolled at a point, but Christ, what a ride from Ryan Moore. Anyway, enough talking about that particular instance. I will share the profit and loss at the end of the week so we know where we are. For day 4, which is what we're talking about in this particular video, I've had a good few whacks. Now, there is a GG weekend watch video. I'll put a link to that in the description as well, where you can go and find out a bit deeper arguments for each of those. And what I'll do in this video is I'll keep it fairly concise. Yes, it's me and concise. Oxymoron of all time, right? But I'll quickly just allude to some day 3 stuff as well, because I said I'd update you when I've had some bets on things. I've managed to get Aquacell was one that I was talking about. Sorry, Ultracell Aquacell was running the last day, didn't it? Ultracell was one I was talking about in the maiden tomorrow, the 4:45. I managed to get 11 to 2, 4 places. I've had £50 each way on that horse. One that I fancied the maiden. Like I said, I think it really stepped forward from the Yarmouth run, week in the market. Look, it's a competitive enough race, but got to be in the top 4, surely. I don't think there's any other ones to update for tomorrow-ish. Really, Believing, that's one I do need to update a little bit on. Now, look, I talked about this horse being one that I really wanted to bet after the Goodwood race. Again, go back and watch the race if you haven't. The draw's really killing me, and I don't want to get drawn into the fact that like Ryan Moore's flying and a great jockey, and he might be able to overcome this discrepancy, which he might be able to do. But I've had the 21.88, I think it is, at tens. You can currently get 9 to 1 with a little boost on Bet365. It is 4 places. I do think that she'll be in the top 4. I alluded to the fact that I might look to try and get some money in the 4 places market on the exchange at maybe 2 to 1 rather than anything else. But yeah, I haven't been able to get that yet. Top 4 markets are quite weak. The night before, there's a few people asking for about 15 out on there. So I don't know whether I'll get that particular number. I'll see how things go. Look, I've got the wind dart on the horse. I do still think she's got a proper chance. I do still hope that she goes and wins, but I know I shouldn't be so weighted by it, but the draw is a big thing. You can see the GG cheat sheets that I've done to find out the argument on that. But yeah, that's where I am. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I will probably have a little bit more on Believing, but I don't want to have too much. Like I say, I've already got the small win dart on. I might just try and play some place, but it might not work out. And I don't want to throw good money after bad. So as it stands, I've still only got about 22 quid going on there. That's enough about day 3. Right, day 4, some real good action. I'll do the share screeny thing because it's easy as that. Again, I'll link in the description. I talked about these stats and things for certain races. I'm not going to dwell on them too much in this because, as I say, I'll link the weekend watch so you can go and watch that to get some more details, some fascinating insight from Andrew in there, as always. But links in the description for these. I do think they're really handy. Can help you in some way, shape, or form. And obviously, if I'm referring to certain things, then you know what I'm referring to. So Saturday, what we'll do for this is York obviously has been the feature for all of these bets. On this Friday, I'm actually having a small play at Goodwood as well. It's more the ITV races. Now, the last couple of races at York on Saturday, I'm on the results page. The last couple of races at York on Saturday, I've got no interest in already in terms of a betting perspective. And I don't know if I've got the inclination to even want to find bets in there because I've got enough elsewhere. So people may think you're missing out on opportunities, but they're not my type of races I'd really typically want to get stuck into. So I won't. What we'll do is we'll just do it in the chronological order of the ITV races. I'll have to skip back and forward on the pages that are on here, but I'll let you know where I stand with all of this. Look, I'm not even clicking on the right days. I said I was going to keep this short as well, didn't I? Anyway, while you're waiting, make sure you've liked the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because you'll be able to come back and see just how much I made or lost over the week. Going okay so far. We'll just allude to that. Right, Strensall Stakes, 1 mile, 1 furlong. As it stands on this one, I've had a bet on Task Force. I haven't had a big bet on Task Force. I've had £12.50 each way at 8 to 1. I like See the Fire, all good form in Group 1, but I don't know about this. Like, she should be able to handle the drop back in class. Of the last 14 renewals of this, 13 have not been 3-year-olds. So See the Fire, Ali and Arby, a youngsters, I think even Task Force is a 3-year-old as well. So like, it's a race that's basically fraught with danger. So better bets on the card to come up. But as I say, you can find out a bit more about what I said on that on the GG Weekend Watch. The Prestige Fillies Stakes Group 3 type of race that I wouldn't be overly excited to get involved in. However, I think from a price perspective, it's an absolute no-brainer. So Merrily for Aidan O'Brien's had 3 starts, formal and to be at the top of the market. I've only had a couple. Both of those looked sort of professional on their debut and ready for it. Merrily's looked really green, but green in 3 races now. So maybe it's not greenness anymore. Maybe she's a bit of a rogue. But again, Sky Boost, you can get 8 to 1, 4 places, 5th of the odds. I'm happy with that. I can't imagine that there'll be bundles in front of her. And if she's a bit of a rogue, we'll be okay with that. But it's only small, 12.50 each way on that. She's dropped back to 5 furlongs the last twice. She ran at 6.5 on debut. She wants 7 furlongs easily. Bred to want that as well. So I think Merrily, I think, it's got an actual genuine chance in there. But it might not be the greatest Group 3, but who knows, that could help us out. Right, we're starting to get a bit more exciting now, because in the Melrose handicap, probably my strongest handicap fancy of the entire week, might not carry too much weight after Knightswood. I said he really fancied him on that first day to definitely get a place, and he didn't. But Dramatic Star ran at Haydock, slipped on the bend when well supported as a sort of 3 to 1 favourite. His mum has won a Group 3 over course and distance here. Still on a mark of 87 because obviously slipped and eased up in that Haydock race. Definitely had this race in mind a long time ago. Now, that was handicap debut. Obviously, we don't know what would have happened, but presumably they ran there thinking that it's good experience over the distance and potentially was going to win and go forward. Still on exactly the same mark now. So, look, I am reaching at the fact that if this horse hadn't have slipped, would he have gone on and won? We don't really know. But I do think this race has been by design. The fact that he's got himself sorted and back round and ready for this now, I think is quite telling. I don't think there's 5 that will be in front of him. So 6 to 1, you can see there is like a low price. There's 13 to 2 available, 5th of the odds. I've managed to get £50 each way at 7 to 1 on this horse. Again, from the type of race that it is, being a handicap, there's only so much I potentially might want to have on these ones. So I'd say it's a reasonable bet in there. But it's a nice numbered race. We've got 16 runners in there. We're getting an extra place because normally you'd only get the first 4, wouldn't you? I do think this Dramatic Star, bred to stay, will stay. It just looks a nice step-in progressive horse. There have been some good horses that have won this in the past, but 87 rated would suggest that this horse maybe isn't up to the caliber of the other ones. But I think that he is a very, very good horse. He's hiding off that mark of 87. Obviously, well found in the market as favourite, but he rates as a strong bet on Saturday. So fingers crossed there anyway. Back to Goodwood in the Celebration Mile Stakes. This one I can keep quite concise. I don't know whether to be with or against lead artist. I don't massively like the rest of the field, but I do think that potentially they've all got the ability to beat this lead artist. So look, I'm talking about it because of the ITV races. Again, you can go watch the GG stuff, but there's no bet for me on that one. In the 3 o'clock, I say there's no bet now. I've had a small bit on Raw Dress because I think I might have even put that in the thumbnail, but it was only because the price was wrong. I've had 11.54 on Raw Dress at 20s. You can see when I put it back there, it's like short as 8s now, but price discrepancy thing more than anything. There's only a smallish stake, but possibly too late to get involved in it now. I've got good course form, but, value loser, no doubt. Right, 3 o'clock at York. This is another sizable bet, I would imagine that you'd think. It is for me anyway. Audience doesn't take much finding in this race, but I will just stay, right? I've had 62.50 at 9 to 4 in the anti-post market. Was the most I could get on with a certain account. I've had another 62.50 at 7 to 4. I'm hoping I might be able to get a bit bigger than that on the exchange. If I can, I'll cash the 62.50 and I'll play 2 to 1 or bigger on the exchange. But as it stands for now, I've got £125 on Audience, which balances out at 2 to 1, which I think is almightily fair. Again, GG Weekend Watch, you'll be able to find the full ins and outs of this one. But look, he's £5 better off than he was with Kinross and Art Power last time. In this race 12 months ago, yes, Kinross did pick him up, but Audience did all the donkey work from the front. This time he's got Art Power to potentially help him with that. I think he's a better horse this year. He's won that Group 1 at the start of the season, beating Sharon, which people thought was a fluke, but he was supported. I just think this is an absolute gift. Imagine him doing what he did at Goodwood and then running here with a £5 penalty. I'd imagine he wouldn't be much like much bigger than the 7-4 he is now. It's the other way around. He is £5 better off than the two rivals that he slammed. I just don't think he's getting enough respect put to his name. This is only a Group 2. I think he's a Group 1 horse on this season's performance. I am prepared that, you know, I think people thought that last time at Goodwood that maybe it was just a flash in the pan sort of performance at the beginning of the year. And I do understand that it may happen, right? It might actually turn out that it was just a 40-run race and there was supposed to be a pace clap and there wasn't. And there might be a reason why it might not work out. But at 7-4, I'm massively happy to pay to find out. So 125 quid on audience, like I say, at an average of 2-1. The Ebor, big old race of the day. You'd think I probably want to have a few darts in here, but I don't know if I do, right? Again, you can look at the trends stuff, but top half of the draw is a big bonus, especially being really high. Queenstown has actually got stall 22, which is the widest of all. Should be a positive in there. The one that I am having a little flyer on, a Burdett Road is interesting, right? Because I do think that there's mileage in his flat mark. But the one that I've taken a bit of a swing on was Relentless Voyager. I've had just £12.50 each way. With Betfair, I had at 16s. Try 16s with Betfair's 5.90, a bit short in other places. But look, last time running a handicap, battered a few good horses. Beat Ziggy. He was giving him £9 that day. He's only got to give him 7 now because Ziggy's come out and won a few times since. Run all right in listed company. Was just sort of outclassed the last day against Al-Azi, but still beat the rest of those chumps in behind. So he's got a stall 20 draw. I reckon he's got a bit of a chance, but it's a bit of a feelers race, really. So do whatever you want in there, but that's where I'm sat. Constantine handicap, you'll not be surprised to know that I've bet Summerghand. Seems to be a theme, doesn't it? But that he has been sort of saved for potentially the Great St Wilfrid in this particular race. I say saved, he just runs every week anyway, doesn't he? He was about 6-1 last week for the St Wilfrid. He's won this race the last twice. Only been 2 renewals. He dead hitted it last year. Yes, he's 10 now. Maybe he's a little bit slower, but I think Oisin's riding him this time round. 10-1 about him with 5 places up for grabs. I've had a little each way. I've had 12.50 each way on him. So good few quid going out on Saturday, really. As I say, there's a few bets going out Friday. I'm still not 100% sure what's happening with Believing in terms of what I'm going to bet, but I think you can all sense my frustration with it. It'd be nice if it went and won because of what I saw at Goodwood is then true, but obviously you want to try and profit out of those situations, but I also don't want to be a sucker and just try and profit when actually I know that there's enough of a negative to put her off, and also she might not quite be quick enough. So yeah, that's why I'm tempered with enthusiasm on that one. Anyway, so we're going to keep it shorter. This will be 50% of the amount of time that it's taken for all the other ones. I will drop in the description the stakes and selections that I've done, because I know a lot of you like that. It's got to the end of the video, so if you watched this far, then you've probably already worked that out. Make sure you are liking the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'll do an updated profit and loss on this one probably on Sunday. I'll get that out because, you know, Saturday we'll be enjoying the racing. No rush to do that. But we are where we are. So be lucky. Drop a comment below. Let me know what your best bet is for Saturday. Hope you go well. If you follow me in, then good luck. Don't put the mockers on me. And yeah, I'll speak to you on Sunday.